Welcome, everyone, to 2026 Backlash. We're live. We are live on Twitch, YouTube, and now TikTok. We are just 6 minutes away from WWE Backlash. And what a night it could be following WrestleMania. So much at stake. We've got Io Sky and Asuka. A ever so real tight spot. Welcome on in. Ayo, over on the Twitch side of things. And thank you to everybody who's tuning in. I see Tyler Bowling and Tez joining in over on TikTok. Oliver, welcome in. Lucas Cook, welcome in on TikTok. Thank you to everybody who is tuning in. Carter, welcome on in. We are doing live WWE Backlash commentary. Cavante, welcome on in over on the TikTok side of things. Everybody's tuning in. We have Io Sky versus Asuka in what has been a hell of a personal feud. Two former friends turned foes. And now more than just foes, bitter enemies who have been dying to get at each other. And it all comes ahead tonight. The Genius of the Sky and the Empress collide. It could go either way. Io Sky and Asuka could go either way. Asuka, multi-time women's champion, much the same as Io Sky. And now is the Star Spangled Banner. What a tremendous performance of the Star Spangled Banner to kick off WWE Backlash. WWE Backlash comes your way in just 2 minutes. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at TikTok. If you see me looking up here, we're looking at Twitch. We're looking at YouTube. I want to make sure everybody gets attention. Thank you all who are tuning in on all platforms, whether it's Twitch, YouTube, or TikTok. Thank you all. We are in the beautiful city of Tampa. It's beautiful skies and it's sunny days. Well, might not be sunny days for everybody. It is Backlash, and following WrestleMania, there's a lot at stake, especially for the new United States Trick Williams, who has Lil Yachty on his side as the ever so vicious Sami Zayn looks to win back the United States Championship. And then one of the most heated feuds in recent times, closest of friends to bitter enemies, Asuka and Io Sky, and Danhausen on the Cursed Mobile has to find a mystery partner as he takes on The Miz and Kit Wilson. And this man, the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, has his hands full as he looks to take the World's Championship from the head of the table, the OTC, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has got a lot on his plate tonight. It's an electric crowd in Tampa. It's going to be a hectic night, to say the least. One can only imagine what Danhausen has pulled out of the basket. All questions will be answered throughout the night. And to make things even bigger, John Cena has an announcement that will shake the WWE and rock it to its core. You can only imagine what John Cena has to say that is going to completely change the WWE. Looking live at the capacity crowd here in Tampa with 15,200 WWE fans in attendance. Tonight's Backlash presented by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. And what better way to kick off Backlash than with the visionary, the revolutionary Seth freaking Rollins. Rollins gonna soak it all in. A man on a mission to destroy the vision, the very thing he created, the very thing that turned its back against him. Rollins is dead set on destroying. Seth Rollins has that focused look in his eyes. It is time to get serious. Rollins is going to have to be on top of his game tonight. With Braun Breaker constantly finding a way to get in Seth Rollins' head, Braun Breaker may just have Seth Rollins' number here in Tampa. I want to thank everybody for joining here on ESPN. I am Sam, aka Hype the Commentator. Thank you for choosing to spend your Saturday night with yours truly. It's beyond appreciative. I'm grateful for every single moment of it, whether it's a YouTube video, a TikTok, an Instagram reel. I'm always appreciative for every single moment of it. Even if you just pass through it, whether you like, whether you subscribe, whatever it may be, I appreciate all the love and support. The unpredictable badass is full of all kinds of surprises, and his biggest surprise returning at WrestleMania, costing Seth Rollins his match against the ring general Gunther. Braun Breaker has it all. He's got the size, he's got the charisma, he's got the stamina, the speed. These two are nose to nose. Poor referee is going to have a hard time keeping these two apart. It's already tough enough that Braun Breaker is undoubtedly one of the most unpredictable superstars in WWE. And then on top of it, you have Seth Rollins. Braun Breaker went quick at Rollins, but Rollins, being the veteran that he is, leaped over. Suicide dive, full speed ahead, takes out Breaker. And Rollins is quick to let all of that pent-up anger and frustration and unleashing it on Braun Breaker. And Rollins sends Breaker back into the ring. Breaker caught off guard in the early ongoings of this matchup. Rollins looking for another dive once more. And another dive. This one sends Braun Breaker into the announce desk. Rollins really put a lot of gas right off the get-go. Seth Rollins is going to have to keep up the pace. He cannot afford to lose any momentum. Braun Breaker is no easy target. Breaker is young. He's hungry. He's wild. He's unpredictable. And undoubtedly one of the brightest futures in WWE. Seth Rollins just launched right over the barricade like a missile at Braun Breaker and just hammering away at the unpredictable badass. Seth Rollins heading up to the top. Braun Breaker is stunned. Looking to go high risk, but gets caught by Breaker. Rollins still trying to fight free and gets dumped to the floor by Breaker. Breaker decided to be the man to bite the hand that once fed him. Rollins created the vision. Rollins just devised this plan with Paul Heyman that screwed over both CM Punk and Roman Reigns at last year's WrestleMania, and one of the darndest, not only triple threat matches I've ever seen, not only WrestleMania matches I've ever seen, but one of the most darndest matches I have ever seen in WWE. Rollins would create the vision only months later for the vision to turn their backs on Seth Rollins. And now Seth Rollins is on a mission to destroy the vision. And he wants to take out Breakker next, who hammers away on Rollins on the floor. Once Breakker gets going, it's hard to stop the brakes, or stop the gas, should I say. Breakker driving the massive shoulder of his into the midsection of Rollins. Referee reminding Breakker, I can disqualify you if you are in the corner too long. Rollins doing what he can to hold on to the leg of Breakker, but Breakker's been nothing but impressive. Follows up with a snap suplex that drives Rollins into the mat, and quick to a lateral press, but not quite enough to put away Seth Rollins. Braun Breakker is just a genetic freak. And you've certainly heard that saying before. And you just get another look at it. Just the way he just tossed Seth Rollins with that German suplex. Another example. Not to mention the 400 pounds that Braun Breakker lifted and benched this week, while trash talking Seth Rollins all at the same time. And another German suplex sends Rollins across the ring. Braun Breakker is dead set on using Seth Rollins as a stepping stone to get to that next level. Braun Breakker knows that Rollins and getting through Seth Rollins is the key to the next step. Braun Breakker, no doubt about Braun Breakker's future. One day, will be world champion, future world champion, no doubt about it. And this could be just the next step. As Breakker looks to put away Rollins, trying to block off the oxygen, but Rollins counters with a jawbreaker. Oh, what a thunderous chop to the chest of Braun Breakker. You look at a guy like Braun Breakker, and he's got muscle upon muscle. It's just in the family of the Steiners to be built this way, as Rollins kicks out following that tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. It's very well known Steiner's got this, or Breakker's got that Steiner blood. He has this in his DNA. His father and his uncle, one of the greatest tag teams to ever grace the world of professional wrestling. The Steiners, multi-time world tag team champions, world traveled. His uncle, Scott Steiner, a multi-time world champion. And of course, his father, the mean dog face himself, Rick Steiner. Braun Breakker is both of them combined to the max, modernized and better than ever. There is speed like no other. At 23 miles per hour, it's mere unhuman at the pace at which Braun Breakker can run the ropes. However, right now, things are looking up for Seth Rollins as he starts to turn things around in this matchup. Breakker went to take the first shot. Rollins blocked, and again, Rollins is blocking the shots from Braun Breakker. Ducks under Rollins. And I mentioned picking up the pace. That's where the speed gets picked up. Breakker looking to follow up as he hooks the far leg. And not just yet. Not enough to put away the visionary Seth Rollins. Let's get another look at this, how quickly Braun Breaker picks up the pace, nearly decapitating the visionary Seth Rollins off that clothesline, turning Rollins inside out. Rollins stunned. Breaker with another German suplex lays out Seth Rollins. It may only be a matter of time before Braun Breaker puts away Rollins. Although I do got to admit, and I have to say, Rollins has proven time and time again just how resilient he is. However, things are not looking pretty for the visionary as another attempt at putting away Seth Rollins does not go to plan. And a cheap slap by Seth Rollins. I don't know how wise that is. All the respect to Seth Rollins, but only infuriating Braun Breaker. Rollins at the receiving end of being brutalized by Braun Breaker. Oh no. This is where you get into the high risk, high reward territory. Up at the top, Rollins trying to hold on, realizing he is in danger. Is he biting the face at Braun Breaker? By any means necessary, but Breaker's quick to get up. Steiner. Did he get enough of it? It didn't look like he got all of it. However, Rollins still in it. Rollins stays alive. That Steiner not to full effect. He did not get all of it. And that could be the only reason that Seth Rollins was able to kick out before 3. Paul Heyman has all the wisdom in the world. He may be sleazy. He may be grimy. But he is wise as can be. And under the learning tree of someone like Paul Heyman, he is certainly ready to elevate any superstar to the next level. And it appears that Braun Breaker is the man to be. This is not going to end well for Seth Rollins. Time to go. Oh my God. Rollins got the boot up and a super kick, stopping Braun Breaker in his tracks. Nailing Braun Breaker with that super kick. Both men laid out. Can Rollins get back up and capitalize? That was certainly much needed by Rollins. Oh my! That was just barely before the 10. Both men nearly getting counted out, which could have been an unfortunate end to such a heated match. Rollins has Breaker right where he wants him. As the fans chant Seth Rollins' song, it's the fuel that burns inside Rollins, fuel to the fire that burns inside the visionary, that keeps the adrenaline pumping. Rollins looks to put away Braun Breaker. Breaker went for a clothesline, and Rollins gets a clothesline on Breaker, looks to put away Breaker right here. Could it be? And it's not quite enough to put away Breaker. Rollins has Breaker position. That was a kick to the face. It wasn't a stomp. Will it? Oh, that was close. Rollins originally going for the stomp, but Breaker repositioned himself just ever so slightly. Let's get a look at this. One for a stomp, but ever so slightly Breaker repositioned so that Rollins couldn't get the stomp, but Rollins instead got a brutal kick right to the face. Left Heyman in shock, thinking it might have been over. Heyman is not good at showing his poker face when he feels his guy is almost done for. When he feels his guy is in deep trouble. And right now, that could be the case for Braun Breaker as Rollins stomps away at the skull. And now the end could be near for Braun Breaker as he kisses Paul Heyman goodbye. Stomp. Braun Breaker catches the foot of Rollins. Rollins, that kiss goodbye to Heyman may have just been the difference maker that allowed Breaker to turn things around. Gut check for Rollins by Braun Breaker. Spirit, nope. Rollins gets the boot up. Ducks through. Try to turn things around, but the wear and tear is just too much. Standing moonsault. You don't see that too often from Breaker. Got a 2 count off of it. Just incredible display of athleticism by Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker thought he had it right there. Just another trick up the sleeve of Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker has brought the absolute fight to Seth Rollins. Breaker saying it didn't have to be like this. As Breaker hammers away at Seth Rollins. Rollins has Breaker. Time and time again, I have an idea what Rollins is thinking. Buckle bomb. But Breaker crashes back with a clothesline. Who is gonna stand out and stand tall? It is so hard to call, especially when these two want to do nothing more than rip each other's heads off, tear each other to pieces, and leave nothing left behind. Rollins rolls to the outside onto the floor to regroup. However, is Rollins fighting on borrowed time? Things are looking bleak for the Visionary, holding onto his midsection. Breaker driving Rollins into the announce desk. Oh my God. No. I've seen Breaker do this before. No, this can't be. And Breaker goes deep into the playbook. Wipes through the Visionary. And it leaves a smirk on Paul Heyman's face. You can tell that Heyman enjoyed every moment of it. We're already up to 4. Halfway there. Breaker doing what he can to drag Rollins towards the ring. Breaker gets Rollins back into the ring, and now it's Breaker who's going to head up high. High risk, high reward. Grab the bag and take it home. Braun Breaker couldn't get his footing straight, and it allowed Rollins to capitalize. Superplex. And this, oh wait, gets countered. Braun Breaker for the win. Rollins stays alive. Rollins usually follows up with a Falcon Arrow, but Breaker countered. Let's get another look at this. First the superplex, and then Breaker countered with a Michinoku driver, but still not enough to put away Seth Rollins. Braun Breaker is a different breed. With 15,000 plus singing Seth Rollins' song, they're trying to bring life back to the Visionary. But how much life is left in Seth Rollins? Is there any life left for Rollins to be able to pull a hat trick. Braun Breaker just stalking Rollins, just taunting the Visionary at this point as he lifts up, trying to lift up Rollins, instead driving his shoulder in the midsection, now perching Rollins up at the top. It could be ball game for Braun Breaker if this connects. Rollins doing what he can to fight back. And fighting back at Breaker. Oh, and raking the back of Breaker. Only infuriated Breaker, who quickly leaps up. This time, the Breakensteiner comes into full effect. Now the difference comes. Breaker looking for one more. Wait a minute. Where did Rollins pull that out of to land on his feet? Rollins is still fired up. And Breaker looks like he's seen a ghost. There is new life in the Visionary. And again, Rollins, one of the best of his generation, if not the best. Pedigree! Rollins, the final blow could come. Stomp! Rollins has got it. Oh, come on, you sleazy. Ugh! Paul Heyman distracting the referee. Trying to get in the head of Seth Rollins. Oh my God. Seth Rollins has a chair in hand. I don't think Rollins cares at this point. Rollins was ready. He knew. There's Logan Paul. Austin Theory and Logan Paul, the tag team champions, are getting laid out with a steel chair. Talk about an equalizer. A stomp to Austin Theory. Logan Paul in fear for his life. I would get to running. Logan Paul running to the back. Rollins now going to get back into the ring. And a spear by Breaker. And that could do it. Nope. Not today. It don't end that easily. That's as close as you get to 3 without the bell ringing. And that leaves Braun Breaker in absolute shock. It doesn't happen too often where Braun Breaker is sent into disbelief, a feeling that is abnormal for him. Not that many can say they've kicked out of a spear by Braun Breaker. But things are about to go from bad to worse from Seth Rollins as the straps come down and the speed picks up. One final spear will put away Seth Rollins, but Rollins catches Breaker in midair with a pedigree. Now Seth has a chance to fulfill destiny. Rollins gonna head up, looking for a super stomp. But spear in midair! Breaker lays out Rollins. And now it's one more go around the world we go. And spears through Rollins once more. Will it be the final nail? And it is. Braun Breaker has defeated Seth Rollins. What a victory for Braun Breaker. Undoubtedly one of the, if not the biggest career win for the unpredictable badass. Despite the fact that there was a little bit of distraction from the vision, Rollins tried to fight through what he could. Rollins came back into the ring. This is after fighting off the tag team champion. Fighting off Breaker's henchmen, if you will, Paul and Theory. And Rollins on instinct, so reactive with that pedigree in midair. And then the spear in midair. And then the pace gets picked up and Rollins gets laid out. Game over. Good night. Thanks for coming. And it was all over. Might as well have been a handicap match. Rollins had to deal with Logan Paul, Austin Theory, Paul Heyman, and of course his opponent tonight, Braun Breaker. And it would be Braun Breaker who comes up on top. Coming up next, it's all about the United States Championship. Sami Zayn and Trick Williams. And it's coming up next. It is time for the first break of the stream. And we are about to get right back to it. All right, welcome back. TikTok, welcome back. YouTube, welcome back. Twitch, thank you everybody who's been tuning in for tonight's WWE Backlash commentary live stream. Coming up your way next is for the United States Championship and a feud that has had it all. Sami Zayn has turned from the underdog from the underground to one of the most hated superstars in WWE. There comes a point in a man's life and a man's career where jealousy hits the soul, where you just want more out of life and you just have to do it by any means necessary. Now, I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but now I don't want to say empathizing, but stepping into somebody's shoes and seeing it. And I'm not saying it would be something I would do either. There are risks that have to be taken. And a lot of people will hate you for it. But who cares who hates you when you're on top? At least that's for Sami Zayn. And speaking of Sami Zayn, here he is. Sami Zayn looking to give it all. He's got Ride or Die, an homage to all the fans who have been with him from the very get-go of his career. Sami Zayn, a world-traveled superstar. Is the pressure getting to Zayn? Is this what's turning Sami Zayn into somebody that's unrecognizable to the WWE universe? Kathy Kelly backstage with the champ. It's about to be time to whoop that trick. Champions entrance for Trick Williams, who has multi-time platinum recording artist Lil Yachty by his side. The Candy Kendo stick in the hands of Lil Yachty. Once upon a time belonged to the late, great Gingerbread Man. This feud has been filled with all kinds of chaos, but it has led to the rise of Trick Williams. Sami Zayn has never looked more serious. Sami Zayn is looking to get his lick back. Right off the bat, a little frustration. It's going to be hard to keep these two apart. It's all about that United States Championship being held up by the official. The title that was first held by legendary WWE Hall of Famer, the late great Harley Race, and has been held by so many throughout the years, including Trick Williams' opponent, the man who wants to regain the United States Championship, Sami Zayn. Trick Williams is going to do everything to make sure that doesn't happen. Sami Zayn has been letting it all get to his head. Oh, thunderous chops coming in from Sami Zayn, but to no effect on Trick Williams. Trick Williams trying to fake out Zayn. The last thing Sami Zayn can afford is to get himself disqualified as Trick Williams launching himself at Zayn. Sami Zayn does have the experience over Trick Williams. However, Trick Williams had the momentum leading into WrestleMania. You just have that young and hungry vibe. It builds, and it makes you want something more. Sami Zayn is a multi-time United States champion, Intercontinental champion, tag team champion. Sami Zayn has main evented WrestleMania. Sami Zayn has done the big things, except winning the world championship. And you got to wonder if that's what's been eating Sami Zayn alive as of late. Feeling stuck. It's one of those things where you're not where you want to be, and it gets in your head, and it makes you think, I got to change what I'm doing. I have to become a different person to get to where I want to be. And it doesn't always mean becoming a different person for the better. Sometimes it means cutting corners and playing dirty. Trick Williams looking to send Sami Zayn into the steel steps, and Sami Zayn counters. Sami Zayn has the top of the steel steps in hand. This could go really wrong for Trick Williams, but Lil Yachty gets in the way. Sami Zayn trying to chase off Lil Yachty. Sami Zayn cannot afford to be distracted by Lil Yachty when the task at hand is if he wants to win back the United States Championship, he's going to have to get through Trick Williams. Sami Zayn goes right back on the attack of Trick Williams as he hammers away at the United States Champion. The WWE Universe going at it at Sami Zayn. They are displeased by the former U.S. champion and his attitude change. I have all the respect in the world for Sami Zayn, at least what he has done, not the man he's become. A man who's truly lost what it's meant to be the underdog from the underground, to truly be a man of the people. Sami Zayn has become self-centered as of late, has become so self-involved that he's forgetting about the world around him. And again, Sami Zayn going for cover after cover on Trick Williams, doing what he can to get a quick victory over Trick Williams. And the Sami sucks chants. Are those going to get to the head of Sami Zayn? Sami Zayn has given everything day in and day out to this sport, to something he has loved dearly. However, loyalty changes. But so does attitude. The energy you give is the energy you will also receive back, with a brutalizing neck breaker as Trick Williams popped up and dropped Sami Zayn down into the mat. Let's get another look at this. Pop up and a snap on the neck. Sami Zayn driven into the mat. A nice, much needed neck breaker by Trick Williams. And a nice scoop slam by Trick Williams. Trick Williams now starting to change the momentum, change the pace, slow it down a little bit. This is exactly what Trick Williams has been looking for, but Sami Zayn able to counter with the arm drag. Nice kick to the face. Trick Williams measuring up Sami Zayn. Perhaps a trick shot could close it out right now. Sami Zayn may not know what's going to hit him, but counters and sidesteps as Zayn. Blue Thunder, nope. Popped up. And a bookend driving Sami Zayn to the mat. Passed down from WWE Hall of Famer and NXT commentator Booker T. It's been passed down. The mantle has been handed over to Trick Williams to use the bookend. Trick Williams has had Booker T in his corner since the very get-go of his journey. And now the journey could continue as United States Champion, and this connects. But Sami Zayn doing what he can to fight off Trick Williams. Zayn hammering away on the back of Trick Williams, just beating down on the United States Champion. Sami Zayn seeing there's an opportunity. Sunset flip bomb. Enough to put away Williams? No, it is not. Not today for Sami Zayn and his efforts to put away Trick Williams right then and there. It is going to take more than that to keep down the United States Champion. Sami Zayn is going to have to stay level-headed, and it's easier said than done, especially when all the chants are saying Sami sucks from the WWE Universe. Sami thinking haluva kick, but Trick Williams gets the boot up. One for that kick. Blue Thunder bomb to put away Williams, but no, not today. One for that spinning kick was Trick Williams. Sami Zayn countered, and while Trick Williams wasn't fully on his guard, Blue Thunder bomb connected. However, still wasn't enough to keep Trick Williams down for 3 to regain the United States Championship. Countering as Trick Williams springs up and over, but the knee goes out of Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn could have just tweaked his knee. And the knee of Sami Zayn. Williams. Oh, and Sami was playing possum. Sami Zayn was playing possum. Oh, with a kendo stick. Lil Yachty arguing with the ref allowed Sami Zayn to nail Trick Williams. It may have just backfired, but it doesn't. As Sami Zayn's face says the story, Trick Williams kicking out. Sami Zayn thought that was going to do it. From Lil Yachty to the death of the gingerbread man, this feud has been filled with all kinds of chaos, all kinds of action. Lil Yachty realizing trying to help out could have been a big mistake. It may have just cost his guy, Trick Williams, the U.S. title. Sami Zayn just viciously, violently stomping away on Trick Williams' skull in the corner, stomping away at the United States champion. Sami Zayn again going back at Trick Williams. Sami Zayn just smothering the champion. Sami Zayn. Oh, what a shot with a kendo stick. Yachty gonna turn things around. Trick Williams spins through Sami Zayn. Oh, but Sami Zayn stays alive. Lil Yachty's face says it now. He thought that was going to be the game-changing move to put away Sami Zayn for Trick Williams to retain the U.S. Championship, but not quite yet. That was nasty. The back of the head, the neck area, spinning through with a kick, and still wasn't enough to put away Sami Zayn. What's it going to take to put down Sami Zayn? Much the same as Sami Zayn going to be able to get back in this if he's going to win if he's going to have a shot at even winning the U.S. Championship. Sami able to drag Trick Williams to the outside on the floor to counter. And once we get to the ESPN app, there's still so much more action as Sami takes a cheap shot at Lil Yachty. Just ramming through Lil Yachty and just pounding away, clubbing away with a kendo stick. Sami, you better focus. And a clothesline of Sami Zayn. Zayn lands on the steel steps. Oh my God. Thinking bookend on the steel steps. This could be dangerous. Oh! And a DDT driving Trick Williams head first on the steel steps. Talk about a difference maker. Shift changer. Now can Sami Zayn win the gold? Sami, you've got options. Haluva kick to the back of the head of Lil Yachty. Decided to turn his attention to Lil Yachty when he could have put it all on Trick Williams. Now Sami Zayn has Trick Williams right where he wants him. Measuring up. Ducks out of the way. Trick shot. Good night. Bang. And Trick shot it. Connects as Trick Williams is still the United States champion. Sami Zayn's emotions got the best of him. He chose to go after Lil Yachty, and in the end, it cost him deeply. It cost Sami Zayn the opportunity to regain the United States Championship. Had Sami Zayn gotten the ring sooner and focused on going for the haluva kick on Trick Williams, we may have seen a different story, but the story remains this. Lil Yachty celebrating with Trick Williams in style. There's money flying. Trick Williams is on top. Trick Williams is still the United States champion. Let's get another look at some of the brutal points of this match, including that DDT by Sami Zayn onto the steel steps. Then this is where Sami Zayn cost himself the United States championship when he focused on hitting Lil Yachty with a haluva kick instead of Trick Williams. Trick Williams would be able to connect with a trick shot that would secure the victory. One more time, Trick Williams got out of the way of a haluva kick attempt by Sami Zayn. And bang-a-rooney and a 1-2-3. And still your United States champion. Congratulations, Trick Williams. Thank you to everybody who's been tuning in. I have to give a huge thank you to Dolph Dog for all the likes, all the vibes over on TikTok. We are at 1.5K likes over on TikTok. Thank you all for keeping the stream popping over on TikTok. Real Tight Spot saying over on Twitch, Club WWE should have happened years ago. Perhaps it's another opportunity for WWE fans to get involved in the community. Danhausen has to find a mystery partner coming up when we enter the ESPN app. Rocky, you're Danhausen's partner? Well, now everybody knows. You just spoiled the whole thing. You just ruined the gimmick. Come on, Rocky. We got to do better than that. You got to just show up. Can't just expose. That's the whole part of the gimmick. You just show up. Anyways, welcome in, Rocky. Good to see you as always. Yup. I'm sorry to admit it. Yup. I'm actually using a fake background that looks just like the same room I've been streaming in for 4 years, or streaming my wrestling commentary for 4 years. But really, I am backstage. I'm in Tampa. I'm ready to step out as soon as Danhausen calls me out of the blocked off, curtained off golf cart that I'm going to be. Don't even, Rocky. Don't even get me started. I just saw something today that said Shane McMahon was moved to the active roster. Don't even get me started. It would not surprise me. That's the thing. Something like that doesn't surprise me. It could be interesting, honestly. It could be a very interesting. Shane has always been a man to step up to the occasion. So, don't forget, he did win the best wrestler. I think Jelly Roll said he was done after WrestleMania. He read the crowd and didn't want to, overstep in WWE. So I don't know if he's going to want to be involved. Dolph Dog says it's going to be Cold Steve. It is going to be Cold Steve. There are so many people it could be. Joe Hendry, another option. Could be Joe Hendry. Everyone believes in Joe Hendry, so could possibly be Joe Hendry. Rocky, you've already got me convinced that I have this feeling that it's going to be Shane McMahon, and I don't know how to feel about it. So, do we have any final guesses on who it's going to be? I guess R-Truth. Isn't he tag team champions right now? With World Tag Team Champions with Damian Priest? Yes, I mean that's what they said. That's what they said, Rocky. That they didn't say that to the public, but I believe he got let go. Or something happened. I can't say for sure and for certain. Sorry, TikTok, if you're hearing dogs barking. I do apologize. I actually am on my phone for TikTok. So if the audio is bad over on TikTok, don't forget to subscribe over on YouTube, and you can tune in over there. You can also follow me on Twitch. I have been streaming on Twitch. Between Twitch and YouTube, I've been streaming over on Twitch and YouTube for about 8 years now. I started as a gamer where I used to play Call of Duty, Rainbow Six Siege, Fortnite, amongst other games, but have switched into pro wrestling commentary for 4 years now. Mr. Iguana is a possibility. We're going to find out shortly, as it is 7 o'clock. It's only a matter of time before we find out. I think this show could be over by what? How many matches? What are there? 5 matches? The show will be over, what, 8:30? Is it the next? Trista asking, is it the next match? I think it might be. Rocky says off topic, but the new Michael movie was great. I've heard great things about it. I haven't had the chance to see it yet, but I've heard nothing but great things about it. Everybody keeps saying whenever I'm at work, they're like, I went to see it. It's a really great movie. You should go see it. I'd love to when I'm not at work. Cook by Sophie Tucker and Jay Balvin. Is the official theme for Backlash. Backlash, get your official Backlash merchandise, 25% off site-wide. See site for details, www.shop.com. The General, go to the General and save some time. Big break seat upgrade. The Long family getting a big break, and they are up and front and centered. It's tag team time. Tag team action coming your way. And of course, Kit Wilson's tag team partner, The Miz. Thank you, everybody who's joining me over on TikTok as well. Y'all are crushing it. Kit Wilson will end toxic masculinity. He very well could do so. His shirt does say, hello, I'm not toxic. So if you aren't already following over on TikTok, I post content throughout the week, short form clips from YouTube content that is over on youtube.com/@hypethecommentator, where you can see clips from classic wrestling, present wrestling, multiple companies. I am all about providing all commentary for all brands, whether it's independent pro wrestling. Now, with this match being brought to you by Minute Maid, we are on our way to Danhausen. Do you cover AAA? Here and there I do. I've covered a couple AAA matches. I don't always have the time to. What has Danhausen cooked up? It is something I would be interested in getting into. Every now and then I do post a AAA match over on YouTube, and I will be looking into getting clips over on TikTok. AAA is cooking. You should review the Ray Phoenix versus Laredo Kid match. I'll take a look at it and do commentary for it. I'm always open to suggestions. I've recorded commentary through Tuesday already. I'm just doing this for fun right now. I'm having a good time doing this. But yeah, I'll certainly take a look. I'm always open to suggestions. Rocky says, can this video package end? I'm curious. I think that's what they want. They want you to, the anticipation. Who wants to clip my reaction to Danhausen's partner over on Twitch? Ray Phoenix versus Laredo Kid. We can only imagine what Danhausen has pulled for tonight. In the cursed mobile, Danhausen makes an entrance. Danhausen has become very favored. I can't show the screen. I'm actually on my phone for TikTok. I cannot show the show. Vikingo was really good too. I'll have to take a look at it. Danhausen is cloned. What in the world did Danhausen do? Oh my God. Is that Danhausen's tag team partner? All right. I guess that's Danhausen's tag team partner. Danhausen did the best he could to find himself a tag team partner. Not who I thought it was going to be. I guess he did. Not everybody can be a scientist, just saying. I am. Danhausen's got himself quite the tag team partner. The Miz just mocking Danhausen and his miniature replica, if you will. Yeah, Rocky, that's the tag team partner. Now the matchup is underway. That's Danhausen's tag team partner. Danhausen tried to be a scientist and clone himself. Not perfect. May have ran out of juice halfway through. A small curse, but a big price to pay as Kit Wilson stomps the replica of Danhausen. Rolls under. May not have the size advantage over Kit Wilson, but the Minihausen is doing what it can. Springboard shoulder tackle takes down Kit Wilson. And a Hurricane Ranahausen by the Minihausen. Ducks under the Miz. Miz having a hard time, and around the world we go. Gotta admit, it seemed at first that things were not going to be good for Danhausen and his tag team partner, being that his clone didn't fully match up, but his clone's doing a great job. Gotta give credit where credit's due. And Minihausen sends Kit Wilson to the outside onto the floor. This is gonna be high risk. And the danger factor, Luchahausen flying through, taking out Kit Wilson and The Miz. Now it's Danhausen sending Kit Wilson back into the ring and picking up Minihausen to get him up on the apron. Miz attacks Danhausen from behind, sending Danhausen into the post. And a knee to the back of the head of Minihausen. Oh, what a cheap right to the skull. And a cheap shot by The Miz. Things are not going well, as The Miz and Kit Wilson have been able to turn things around on Danhausen, and Danhausen's clone, his mini me, if you will. Tag has been made to The Miz. Catching Minihausen in midair, popping up above the shoulders of The Miz. Military press. And just driving Minihausen into the mat. Miz feeling extra powerful against somebody who's like a third of his size. The Miz is ready to call it done as he tags Kit Wilson in. A little bit of some double team action. Oh, total powerhouse. Just making a mockery out of the Littlehausen. And the blood rush to the head of Minihausen and a suplex. Minihausen kicks out at 2. And again. And the little man's got some dog in the fight. Kit Wilson just focused on keeping Minihausen grounded. Danhausen trying to rally the WWE Universe as he is back up to his feet. Kit Wilson trying to put away Minihausen. just ragdolling Minniehausen up at the top turnbuckle. Driving away at Minniehausen is Kit Wilson. Kit Wilson on a mission to get rid of toxic masculinity. Went for a headbutt, nobody home. The only thing home was that turnbuckle. And a moonsault, miniest moonsault ever. Can the tag be made? Danhausen once again trying to hype up the WWE Universe, and the tag's been made. Here comes Danhausen. Inverted atomic drop to The Miz. And the momentum, you can feel it being shifted as Danhausen is fresh and ready to go with a throwaway Northern Lights suplex to Kit Wilson. Oh! Back and forth. He's got one for Wilson. And now measuring up The Miz. Danhausen trying to catch his breath. And there's the last clothesline. Sidesteps. German suplex. Where did that come from Danhausen? Ducks under The Miz. Great agility by Danhausen as The Miz gets caught with a tornado DDT. It could be time for Kit and Miz to be cursed. Kit Wilson takes the bullet for The Miz. Miz stacks up Danhausen. The Miz had the tights. What a big boot that turns Danhausen inside out. Tag's been made, but I don't think The Miz realizes it. Minniehausen is the legal man. Up on top of the Hurricane Rana that sent Kit Wilson to the outside onto the floor. Perhaps time for Minniehausen to fly. Up to no good, soaring, and he scored. I think that's like half a point right there off that score. Kit Wilson wants no part of it as Minniehausen goes after Kit Wilson. If Minniehausen curses Kit Wilson, is it like half a curse? However, Kit Wilson just reeling in the Minniehausen in. Back into the cloning machine. And now with Minniehausen locked in the... Oh, God. It's restarting. Who's it gonna... What's gonna happen? Maybe he'll come out in full size? There's more of them. Oh, my God. There's more of the Minniehausens. And they're just going after Kit Wilson. They're going to eat Kit Wilson alive like a pack of wolves. Who would have thought a pack of Minniehausens would arrive in Tampa? And that's Kit Wilson up on his shoulders. And an airplane around the world we go. That's Wade Barrett's move, Wasteland. And a mini curse is coming the way. And the mirror. And an elevated skull-crushing finale to Minniehausen. But Danhausen is there to save the day. Multiple Minniehausens. We've got Danhausen, Kit Wilson, The Miz. I have no idea what's going on at this point. Tag's made. Now Danhausen's in the match. What a slap to the face. And just humiliating Danhausen with that disrespectful slap. And a Fez press by Danhausen. And sending the Miz over the top. Now Kit Wilson sent to the outside. This thing has gone off the rails. Mini-Hausens. Many minis. Many Hausens. Say that 5 times. Miz has that fire extinguisher. And mocking Danhausen. And it's not working. And now it's the Miz. It's backfired. The curse is backfired on the Miz. Miz blinded. I'd say blinded by science, considering Danhausen creating these clones. Mini-Hausen takes flight and lays out Kit Wilson on the floor. And now it's time for Danhausen. Big boot rails through the A-lister. And Danhausen and Mini-Hausen are victorious. What a cluster of events that just transpired. I've seen a lot of things, but this has got to be a new one for me. I've got to be honest. It's certainly a new one for me to see in the WWE. I just saw a cloning in real time, multiple Mini-Hausens. First, a regular Mini-Hausen that was cloned by Danhausen. Danhausen made a clone of himself. Not enough juice. And then Kit Wilson sent Mini-Hausen back into the cloning machine, and then multiple Mini-Hausens come out. I am actually surprised at these are the words that are coming out of my mouth about what I have just witnessed. Never in a million years would this have been my guess at what would have transpired in this tag team match tonight. But expect the unexpected. And the curse from Danhausen backfired. The Miz. And the finishing touches to the masterpiece. The artwork. And Danhausen and Mini-Hausen getting one over on Kit Wilson and The Miz. What a turn of events. A celebration for Danhausen and the Mini-Hausens here at Backlash. And the lights went out. Oh, they're scrambling to escape. You're supposed to leave when the lights go out. Just saying. Okay. Anyways, thank you all who's been tuning in. Rocky saying he got hyped for nothing. This September, AAA. Two nights of Triple Mania coming your way in September. AAA to hold its largest event, Triple Mania 34, Friday, September 11th, and location to be determined, and September 13th in Mexico City, a 2-night event. Go to wwe.com/triplemania34. Register now for pre-sale access. There is still so much more to come, including our huge main event for the World Championship. Roman Reigns defends the heavyweight title against the Samoan Werewolf, his cousin, Jacob Fatu. It's go big or go home. Thank you all who are tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me tonight on Twitch, on YouTube, on TikTok. The vibes are real. I am going to take a quick break as we are in commercial break. I'll be back just before commercial break. Thank you to all who've been tuning in. We're at 1.5K likes over on TikTok. Thank you to Tight Spot and Rocky for joining me over on Twitch. Thank you to everybody who's joining me over on YouTube. I appreciate each and every single one of you. If you haven't already, whether on YouTube, anything is helpful. And I mean subscribing, hitting likes on YouTube videos, hitting the bell to never miss a new video, following over on TikTok, following over on Twitch, and following me on all my social medias, including Instagram and Facebook as well. I'll be right back. All right. We are back live on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. SummerSlam is coming your way to Minnesota Saturday, August 1st and Sunday, August 2nd. 2-day combo tickets on sale now. All kinds of emotions up and down. We have gone between the relationship of Io Sky and Asuka. Io Sky, once upon a time, the mentee, and Asuka, the mentor. The Empress of Tomorrow has one of the greatest streaks in WWE, or should I say had one of the greatest streaks. Ultimately would be ended by Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 34. Io Sky has had the opportunity to do some incredible things since coming to WWE. And here comes the Empress. Thank you to everybody again. I just want to say thank you to all who are joining me tonight. I'm glad I could do this tonight. I worked 8 hours today. And you're surprised. You're probably wondering, how do I have energy after 8 hours of working today? I don't know. I love this too much, way too much. And I'm so driven to be one of the greatest commentators of all time that it's just something I'm willing to do. Lengths I'm willing to go to. There seems a little bit of concern on the face of Io Sky heading into this match. There's been from mentor-mentee relationship, friends, to bitter enemies. It's all turned to bitter. It's like a burnt cup of coffee. The evil Empress Asuka and the genius of the sky. I have not seen a look on that like that on the face of Io Sky in quite some time. I can't tell if she's focused or nervous about what's to come. I mean, knowing what Asuka is capable of in the ring, I would be nervous too. Jason Ayers, the referee of this match. The bell has rung. This match is officially underway. Asuka, known for her mind games, known for her ability to manipulate and decimate her opponents. Io Sky, it's that situation where it's between Io Sky and Asuka where it's, I've taught you everything you know, but I haven't taught you everything I know. Once upon a time, a mentor-mentee relationship. Asuka being the mentor of Io Sky, forming a tag team. They spent a lot of time together in Japan. Ultimately, Asuka would be the first of the two to make it to the WWE, and ultimately, Io Sky would go on to make her name. And now here we are, multiple world title wins later for both of these women here in WWE. And it's become a shoving game. Now Asuka trying to wrestle down Io Sky into the mat. Io Sky maintaining a stance where she is on her knees, preventing herself from being pushed onto her back. Asuka applying the pressure and a side headlock takeover and a head scissor. And quick to up to their feet. Now it's Io Sky putting on the pressure on Asuka. You can see how well these two know each other. It's a back and forth situation. A shoving game. Look at that athleticism and agility by Io Sky with a shotgun drop kick that takes down the Evil Empress. Io Sky will not be seen as lesser than. Io Sky is already successful in her own right. 2-time women's champion. A former Money in the Bank winner. Sidesteps for a drop to hold as Asuka went face first into the middle turnbuckle. And double knees to Asuka. Looks to put away Asuka, hooking the far leg, but not enough to keep the Evil Empress down. The Evil Empress out on the apron. This is the hardest part of the ring. This is not where you want to be if you're Asuka. Asuka fights back. Io Sky blocks it, though. Io Sky. She is a genius of the sky, so there's no surprise that risks were going to be taken. High risk with no reward for Io Sky. She gets her feet. Oh, my God! The side of the head just slammed into the post by Asuka. Asuka becomes dangerous. I mentioned decimation. This is the beginning of the end. This is where everything shifts. Asuka rolls back into the ring to break the ref's count, to have a little bit more time to have some fun with Io Sky. At least her version of fun. And now Asuka nailing these Kawada kicks on the skull of Io Sky. Io Sky trying to cover up, but not working too well for Io Sky. Asuka has got Io Sky right where she wants her. Using the ropes for leverage as she pulls back on the leg. And Asuka has found herself in the driver's seat. Puts a lot of pressure on the skull of Io Sky. Now driving her knee into Io Sky. Asuka is not letting any room, giving any room for Io Sky to have any kind of momentum whatsoever. Things are not looking too good. I wouldn't toy with Io Sky. Like, that's how you anger Sky. And that's exactly what's happening. Io Sky only being infuriated by the taunting tactics of Asuka, who drops Io with a boot to the chest. That kick just stopping what seemed to be a little bit of a comeback. Io Sky tried to fight back, but it just didn't work out in her favor. You can't win them all. That's the truth. Not every story has the happy ending. The superhero doesn't always save the day. And that's exactly what Asuka is doing right now. Being the villain of this story. Or at least in the eyes of Io Sky. You will always be a villain in somebody else's story. But it may not always be the truth. Io Oh, what a shot to the chest of Io Sky by Asuka. And again, railing into the chest of Io Sky. Follows up once more. And Io. Asuka. Oh, and a stomp to the chest. And Io Sky collapsing. Asuka and Io Sky have been putting each other through it. Asuka, however, for the most part, has had the control over Io Sky. And with 15,200 plus in attendance, it has been quite the night. It's as personal as it gets. Io starting to feel it, starting to go to that place. Asuka, however, counters. Io sweeps through the ropes and yanking the arm on the top rope, doing some extra damage to Asuka. And this is where Io is at home when she is up at the top. Missile drop kick lays out Asuka. And the people are pumped up for Io Sky. Coming in hot, bullet train. Asuka in deep trouble. And a near fall for Io Sky. She thought she had it won right then and there. A little bit of a flurry coming in from Io Sky, but still not enough to put away Asuka. Io Sky saying it's done. A double underhook. Asuka fights free with a back fist and a kick. Nice combo from Asuka. The running knee to put it all away as Io Sky stays alive. Asuka once again finds herself in control. Went for roundhouse kick. Ducked. Stacked up. And another near fall. What a kick. Io could do it. Nope. Io Sky could have Asuka right where she wants her now. We're going to deadlift Asuka into a German suplex, but Asuka knows that trick way too well. A move that is very common in the playbook of Asuka, but turns it into a bridge. That is paying homage. Oh, turned into a key lock. Key lock, key lock. I was going to say that German into the bridge is paying homage to WWE Hall of Famer Alundra Blaze. But Asuka going for the key lock, using that strong style background of hers to her advantage. As Asuka gets the boot up. It doesn't phase Io Sky one bit, but that knee might. Maybe not. And that spinning kick, it was delayed on the kick as Io Sky collapses into the mat as well. Both women have collapsed into the mat. Who was going to which one of these two women are going to capitalize? These two are absorbent when it comes to dealing with the pain. They are taking it all in. Oh, rolls through. Oh, wait. Asuka lock, Asuka lock, Asuka lock, Asuka lock. It's in. It's applied. Io doing what she kind of fight out, though. Io doing what she... Is she biting the hand? Oh, I thought she was biting the hand of Asuka for a split second, but not. Io Sky in a struggle to fight out, but she's managing it as they're fighting, as she fights back up to her feet. And planting Asuka. Nice counter by Io. Counters. Asuka again. Looking to take down Io. Has the armbar. Io Sky in dangerous territory with nowhere to go. Again. Now on top of Asuka. Now it's Io with the Asuka lock on Asuka. How apropos would this be if this is the way that Io Sky defeated Asuka? A full circle moment for Io Sky to humiliate Asuka the same way Asuka's been trying to do the same and has been doing the same. Can Asuka get there to the bottom rope? And there's the foot on the bottom rope. Asuka coughing up, trying to regain some oxygen in her lungs and her body after being caught in her own submission hold. Io Sky climbing up, trying to pull Asuka up, but Asuka drives Io face first into the side of the post, like the edge of the post. Absolutely brutal. Asuka knew she's got to pull something out of the bag, and that's what she did. Go big, go home, take it. And there's the shot by Io Sky. Here comes some clubbing forearms by Io. High above. Will it be enough? And a Hurricane Rana, but counter. The momentum shift. Oh my God. Nope. Thought she had her right then and there. That was like that close. That was that close. That was a veteran counter by Asuka. It doesn't get any deeper to the finish than that. No one home. Asuka caught up. Driving Asuka to the floor. Io trying to fight some feeling. Get some feeling back into her body. The arm, that right arm of Io Sky could be in serious trouble, serious damage. Io Sky gonna fly, but Asuka gets the right arm up to stop Io Sky right in her tracks. And now on the announce desk, this thing could go from bad to worse. This is not good. Asuka. Io blocks. Shot to the midsection. Went for the mist. Grabbed the notepad quickly. Io Sky outsmarting Asuka. You know, every now and then the mentee has a trick or two. I'm no longer your mentee. That's might as well been the words from Io Sky. Actions speak louder than words. Outsmarting the evil empress. Breaking the ref's count as Io Sky looks to take one leap of faith to change the trajectory of this matchup. And a moonsault gets all of it. And Io Sky's going crazy. This could be great for Io Sky as she gets Asuka back into the ring. The mist had backfired on Asuka. And the moonsault, the over the moonsault could be coming in hot. Asuka gets out of the way. Asuka grabbing Io in submission. Locked in once again. Now into a triangle. Stacking up Asuka. Now into the Asuka lock. Has the Asuka lock set in the ring. Is she tapping? I don't think that's a tap. I think that's her trying to squirm out. Trying to find some feeling. It's a do or die situation for Io Sky. Can she fight free? Can she get out of this? No, she's not. No, she's not. Rolls over. A sudden burst just on instinct, you gotta believe. It has been full of physicality. And just hammering away at Asuka through true hatred. Ducked. German suplex by Asuka. Nails Io Sky. Went for a roundhouse kick and Io ducked. And now Io has Asuka deadlift into a German. And again, Io finds some momentum. Point the gun. Shoot it. Bullet train. Send your message. Stepping over Asuka. Saying it's all over. I am done. Over the moonsault. And that's gonna do it. And Io Sky has defeated Asuka. What a brutal match between Io Sky and Asuka. Io Sky had just that much more in her to put away Asuka. This was the turning point. Asuka went to use the mist. Io blocked it. Right time. It's what happens when you spend so much time under somebody's wing. You learn a lot of their tricks. It was the bullet train that would lead into the over the moonsault. And what a feeling it must be for Io Sky to finally put away Asuka. They come face to face. Show respect to Asuka. These two expressing emotions. And an emotional moment, hugging it out. Asuka very proud of Io Sky. That's how you earn somebody's respect. They should be proud of the performance they put on. I got to admit, I was thinking somebody was going to attack somebody. I was not expecting that match just to end like that. What's up, Oeda or Oeda over on Twitch? I don't know if I said that properly. Please correct me if I said it wrong. Thank you for tuning in. Sorry I wasn't responding quickly. I recorded that match. I don't know if it's going to get posted, but I always like to keep some backup footage. WWE legend Dan Spivey in the house. Steve Kern, another WWE legend. Well, what a night it has been so far. It's been a solid post WrestleMania premium live event. John Cena is set to announce something groundbreaking, something that will shake WWE to its core and change WWE forever. What does John Cena have in mind? What news will John Cena deliver? John Cena did promise after his final match, you'd only ever see him in a suit, and he has lived up to that promise. What news does John Cena have? Oba is over. The John Cena Classic has been announced. A man who's been about opportunity. Thank you, Nicholas McQuain. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate the follow. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I always want to look official every time I'm doing commentary. Dress for the job you want. Wow, they don't even have to win to. It's about stealing the heart and stealing the show. Welcome in to everybody who's tuning in over on TikTok, everybody who's over on Twitch, on YouTube. The John Cena Classic has been announced, and it is time for our main event. An opportunity for somebody to step up, stand tall, stand out, and truly make a name for themselves. The same way that John Cena stood up to Kurt Angle all those years ago. Club WWE, the ultimate insider membership program. Go to WWE.com/Club WWE. The experience is coming your way soon. It's a massive opportunity to get exclusive merchandise, access first to WWE premium live events and all future WWE events. But what's coming next is family versus family, cousin versus cousin. The World Heavyweight Championship is on the line as the OTC Roman Reigns defends the title against Jacob Fatu. So much is at stake. Thank you to all. I'm very appreciative. Do I say thank you too much? Because I like to say thank you to everybody who makes this possible. I started just... John Cena's announcement was the John Cena Classic. The John Cena Classic will take place between the stars of today and the stars of tomorrow, where it isn't exactly your average tournament. And kind of like Cyber Sunday, the fans get to have a say. For those who remember what Cyber Sunday was back in the 2000s, John Cena is allowing the voice of the fans to be heard to the fullest extent. You don't have to win your match to be voted to win the John Cena Classic Championship. But that's what it's all about, the John Cena Classic. I hope that answered it, Andy. I don't know why I said it in a commentator voice, as if I was calling something. But yeah, it's the John Cena Classic coming soon, giving more superstars the opportunity to rise the same way he did with Kurt Angle back in 2002 to kick off the Ruthless Aggression era. Thank you to all of those who are joining me over on TikTok. It is about to be time for our main event. And with that being said, I am going to take one final break. Back. YouTube and Twitch, we're back. It is about to be time for the main event. It could truly change the landscape. Roman Reigns on April 19th, defeating CM Punk to win the World's Championship. Welcome on in to everybody who's tuning in. If I'm looking down here, I'm looking at TikTok. If I'm looking up there, I'm looking at Twitch and YouTube. So I want to thank each and every one of you who has joined over on all platforms. Velvion, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. What's up? Welcome on in. We are doing WWE Backlash commentary. Roman infuriated by taking the Tongan death grip from Haku and using it on Roman Reigns. This is blood. This is family. I can't even imagine what the outcome of this is going to even be. It's going to get vicious, to say the least. There's no doubt about that in my mind. Of course, once the match gets started, I will be recording this one. I don't know if I will post it as a YouTube video in the future. It could be a possibility. I could even use it as a clip. I don't know, but I always have backup. I've already got videos for the next few days filmed. I filmed them yesterday, so I've already got clips and footage ready to go for the next few days. The lay made by the daughter of Haku, being that Jacob Fatu has derived and taken and has been given the Tongan death grip by one of the most dangerous men in pro wrestling history. And I'm not just talking about inside the ring. I'm talking about outside the ring. You don't mess with Haku. Even at this point, you still... Do you know the saying, the more you mess around, the more you find out? That's what Haku was when he was inside the ring. And even outside the ring, he was not someone to mess with, and still not. He is still not. I keep saying was. Once you grab that Adam's apple, you cut the wind off. You slowly put your opponent in agonizing pain as they struggle to breathe. That's exactly what Jacob Fatu has not done, not once, but twice to Roman Reigns. Jacob Fatu is ready for it. He wants the gold. He wants the glory. He's got a family to feed. However, in the eyes of Roman Reigns says, I have 170 people to feed. I have the entire bloodline to feed. You can already feel the aura entering the room whenever Roman Reigns steps in. He walks with such grace. Roman Reigns stares around, soaks it all in. That's how you soak in an accomplishment of what Roman Reigns did in his previous reign as heavyweight champion, the undisputed WWE champion for 1,300 days. Roman Reigns says, I'm not going to be a part-timer. I'm going to be here all summer. But that may come to an end if Jacob Fatu defeats Roman Reigns. Jacob Fatu may do much more than just take that world title if it goes Jacob Fatu's way. Once that tongue and death grip gets applied, it could be game over for Roman Reigns. This is going to be one of the most personal battles for Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns has fought all of the other two members of the Shield when they bursted onto the WWE scene together back in November of 2012, where they would ultimately side for and be with CM Punk, which years later would turn into something that the now separated members of the Shield would go on to hate CM Punk for everything he represents. Is Jacob Fatu going to burn the bloodline? Burn it all to the ground? Become the head of the table? Jacob Fatu saying he needs that title. He needs to feed his family. Roman Reigns, you didn't call me. Jimmy, Jay, you didn't call me either. Where were you when I needed you the most? Where were you when I was struggling? That is as real as it gets when it comes to family. The ones you trust to be there when you need them and they don't show up. That is something that you can empathize with. This is going to be a game-changing match, win or loss for Roman Reigns. The effects will send shockwaves, not just through the WWE, not just through the bloodline, just shockwaves around the world. It's time to head to Alicia Taylor to call this. The Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu is unhinged and ready to go. It is all too familiar to see Roman Reigns holding up the gold. Roman Reigns, nearly 4 years as undisputed WWE champion. And Roman Reigns finds himself once again world champion after defeating CM Punk April 19th, night 2 of WrestleMania 42. You saw the title being held up. It's about the gold, the World Heavyweight Championship. And Jacob Fatu wants it with all of his being. He is willing to go to extreme lengths, including the introduction of taking and being handed down the Tongan death grip. The grip that once you grab the Adam's apple of your target, you squeeze it like in the palm of your hand. You squeeze it until the energy, the life leaves your target's body. Tonight is not about Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns being family. Tonight isn't even about the World Championship. It is about everything. It's about blood. And I'm not talking about family. It's about going after each other. It's become more personal than the fact that these two, once upon a time, grew up together. Where was Roman Reigns when Jacob Fatu was struggling? Jacob Fatu, who struggled his way and worked his way up through the independent scene in pro wrestling. Roman Reigns thinks he's taken down Jacob Fatu, but not that easily does Jacob Fatu stay down. It's going to be a long night for Roman Reigns if he thinks it's going to be that easy to keep down the Samoan werewolf. Do not underestimate Jacob Fatu whatsoever. It has never worked out for anybody who has come across Fatu. As they tie up collar and elbow. Can you imagine Roman Reigns losing the title only a month after winning it? It just seems like something that is super far-fetched, something that is impossible. After Roman Reigns holding the title for over 1,300 days, it's in a previous lifetime, it feels like it's Roman Reigns losing the title after a month would be something. And not even a month. It's been a few weeks. Roman Reigns leaps up and over in a clothesline, but Jacob not budged whatsoever. Jacob wants it all. He wants the gold. He wants the glory. He wants to be able to feed his family. For all the years he struggled to do so. For all the years he spent on the streets. Jacob Fatu, suicide. Oh, Tongan death grip. He's got the grip. He's got the death grip on and sending Roman Reigns in to the post. Jacob Fatu looking to end it for Roman Reigns early. It could end early. Perhaps a warning shot for the champion by Jacob Fatu, saying this can and will be your fate when this very night here in Tampa, Florida is over. But Roman Reigns is quick to counter as he rakes the arm and wrenches it off the top rope. Roman Reigns now searching for a weakness in that right arm of Jacob Fatu. Roman Reigns going to go to work on the hand of Jacob Fatu. You take out the hand, you take out the death grip. It's as simple as that. It's psychology for Roman Reigns. Perhaps that may be the closest Jacob Fatu will get to holding that heavyweight championship that is placed perfectly on the table. If it's not tonight, it will come for Jacob Fatu. But Jacob Fatu is certainly putting all of his cards down. Know when to fold. 15,250 electric for this personal main event between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu for the World Heavyweight Championship. If Jacob Fatu is victorious, what's next for Roman Reigns? Where do you go next? You only held the world title for a few weeks after defeating CM Punk. Now what? What do you do? Where do you go? Then comes the other side of this case. Jacob Fatu loses to Roman Reigns. Does he go and just acknowledge Roman Reigns as if nothing ever happened? It just seems like no matter what outcome, there is going to be a lot of change in the WWE dynamic, the Anoa'i family dynamic. So much is at stake as Jacob Fatu catches the arm of Roman Reigns and clotheslines the champion into the mat. Jacob Fatu has Roman Reigns right where he wants him. Since that unsanctioned match at WrestleMania when Jacob Fatu defeated Drew McIntyre. Nowhere to be found. Oh! And Roman Reigns gets driven into the post by Jacob Fatu. And this is the kind of action you can expect on ESPN Plus. Jacob Fatu as the champ in trouble, but you can't focus too much on celebrating early as Jacob Fatu hit the top of the post. And now it's Roman Reigns taking the opportunity to capitalize on Jacob Fatu's loss of focus. And now it's Roman Reigns picking up the momentum, changing the pace, shifting everything. The dynamic of this match has shifted. Roman Reigns. Big boot lays out Jacob Fatu. Roman Reigns looking to send this one home early. Perhaps thinking Superman punch. And he got all of it on Jacob Fatu. Did Jacob Fatu just kick out at one? I don't think Roman Reigns has ever faced anybody like Jacob Fatu the way he is shocked that Jacob Fatu just kicked out at one. Roman Reigns is absolutely shocked at what just happened. Jacob Fatu just kicked out of the Superman punch at one. I think that might be a first. Almost certain of it. Oh, what a shot to Jacob Fatu again. Still fired up. And a senton. Jacob Fatu is feeling it. Full speed ahead at Roman Reigns. Jacob Fatu bringing the fight. And these gnarly headbutts to the OTC. And once again, full speed. Paying homage to the late, great Umaga. a full list of moves under the family tree of the Anoa'i family. And again, looking to pick it up, but another Superman punch. Roman Reigns explodes. That one gets a 2 count for Roman Reigns. That one certainly caught Jacob Fatu off guard. That's how you get caught off your balance. Here comes the second attempt of the hip attack by Jacob Fatu. One for a second time. The first one connected. The second one, Roman Reigns was ready, and he clocked Jacob Fatu with a Superman punch. However, it was only enough for a 2 count. However, gotta say, more than the previous 1 count off the first Superman punch by Roman Reigns. And it's Jacob Fatu on the outside. Roman Reigns processing Jacob Fatu as he goes. This is their first time going one-on-one. And a drive-by by Roman Reigns. That's classic in the playbook of the OTC. Roman Reigns has shifted his thoughts into something that is going to be a lot more dangerous. If your opponent's moving, I was going to say, if your opponent's going to be dangerous. Speaking of dangerous, here comes the Tongan death grip. Roman Reigns could be fading as Jacob Fatu looks to send Reigns through the table. And Roman Reigns gets powerbombed through the announce desk. Jacob Fatu, if he's going to win it, he's got to get Reigns back in the ring. Locked in. Get ready. We may just have ourselves a brand new world champion. Just a huge opportunity for Jacob Fatu if he can capitalize. Jacob Fatu measuring up, but Roman Reigns. And Jacob Fatu has some choice words. Spear! Out of nowhere by Roman Reigns. Will it be? Oh, but Jacob Fatu stays alive. They've got me on the edge of my seat, hitting all the biggest hits. Let's get another look at this. Roman Reigns just spearing Jacob Fatu out of nowhere, but Jacob Fatu managed to stick with it. 15,000 plus in shock. 15,000 plus are all for it. All the action that is transpiring here in Tampa. That spear certainly caught Jacob Fatu off his equilibrium. Roman Reigns could be thinking another in order to put away Jacob Fatu. Roman Reigns trying to feed off of the crowd, the sold-out crowd here in Tampa, Florida. There's many, some have survived one, but how many can survive two? As Roman Reigns measures up, it's go time. But Jacob Fatu catches Reigns, pop up, Samoan drop. In position, and the moonsault, he got all of it. We're going to have ourselves a new world champion. That's it. Oh, but Roman Reigns will not stay down. Now it's Jacob Fatu whose eyes open wide, thinking he had it won, but it isn't over yet. Roman Reigns showing he's got resilience too. It's not just Jacob Fatu who can survive it all. The question is this: now that Jacob Fatu has hit his biggest move, what comes next? Just unleashing headbutt after headbutt. You need to not let your emotions get the best of you. Just because you're getting offense does not mean you're level-headed. You gotta finish the job. Just blasting blows on the heavyweight champion. Jacob Fatu could be looking to close it. Jacob Fatu could be ready to enter his first reign as heavyweight champion, win his first big title in WWE. Jacob Fatu, a former United States champion, could be on his way to being a former world to becoming your next world champion. Off the top, went for a swanton. Roman Reigns got the knees up, but that did some damage to Roman Reigns' knees in the process. Roman Reigns had some damage to his knees done in the process. This is not good for Roman Reigns. Did some damage to his knees in the process. All of that weight of Jacob Fatu landing on Roman Reigns. It doesn't always fare the way you want it to. But Roman Reigns realizes, I got to stay on it. I got to get back in this. I got to get going. Roman Reigns is going to have to go back to a time where he was in God mode, where he was untouchable. That time where 1,300 days as champion was everything. No matter who it was, Roman Reigns found a way to win. And it's that Roman Reigns that's going to need to arrive. Because Jacob Fatu is not going to hold back. Jacob Fatu is not going to show mercy. It doesn't matter that Roman Reigns is family. This has already become personal, as Jacob Fatu brought the Tongan death grip into this. Roman Reigns in the corner. Jacob Fatu, a hip attack. Oh, and again, laying out Roman Reigns. And could be calling the final shot to put away Roman Reigns. He's made Roman Reigns pass out once to it, and it could happen again. And there it is. The Tongan death grip is applied. Roman Reigns could be put to bed, laid to waste in the center of the ring. As Roman fades, the future of WWE could be changing in an instant. The champion is going down. Will Roman Reigns give up? And it's got to be it. That's it. No. Roman Reigns isn't out. Nope. Roman Reigns has found a way to fight back. Driving his thumbs into the eyes as he pushes Jacob Fatu into the referee. It's just the way that Roman Reigns always found a way to counter with a Superman punch. And again, another Superman punch. And a super kick as Fatu catches Reigns. Pop up and another Superman punch. And a spear. That's gonna do it. Roman Reigns is gonna retain. Oh! When there's a will, there is a way. Let's get a look at this pop-up. Let's take another pop-up Samoan drop. Roman Reigns nailed a third Superman punch of the series, and then a spear, and still wasn't enough. Loud, electric, chaotic, everything has happened on this night. Nobody's holding back. Nobody's letting up. No. Wait a minute. Jacob Fatu has risen, and the Tongan death grip is reapplied. Roman Reigns grabbing onto the referee. Sean Bennett. Roman Reigns grabbing the turnbuckle. Oh, and Jacob Fatu hit the exposed turnbuckle. And another spear. And that's going to do it that time. And Roman Reigns has retained the title. Roman Reigns found a way to pull it off on Jacob Fatu. It seems like more of a survival than it was a victory for Roman Reigns. Jacob Fatu is the one that's standing tall, and Roman Reigns is not. Roman Reigns does not look like a winner at all in this situation. Jacob Fatu going right after on that Tongan death grip, reapplying it onto Roman Reigns. I get the feeling that this isn't over. I would get out of there, Bennett, if I were you. Now the Tongan death grip in full grip. The official doing what he can to get popped up, and Sean Bennett gets laid out. And again. And here come officials to break this thing up. Jacob Fatu laying everybody out. And now General Manager Adam Pearce. And now he's just put his hands on Unhinged. I don't think anybody's going to be able to stop Jacob Fatu. It certainly didn't end the way that Jacob Fatu was hoping it would. Doing what they can. Multiple officials, referees. Roman Reigns could be experiencing some serious damage to the trachea. Jacob Fatu may have lost this match. But this is the Jacob Fatu that this is the real Samoan werewolf. This is not where you want to, who you want to be across from. The message has been sent by Jacob Fatu. It's not over between Fatu and Reigns whatsoever. This is why Roman Reigns didn't want Jacob Fatu in WWE for this reason, because of how unhinged Jacob Fatu can get. And Jacob Fatu is coming right back. Jacob Fatu isn't done, and he returns right back to the Tongan death grip. Do something. A stone cold killer. We might literally witness Jacob Fatu kill his own family member in the middle of the ring with a Tongan death grip. Jacob Fatu stands over Roman Reigns. The final message is this. Jacob Fatu stands over Roman Reigns holding the World Heavyweight Championship, and that sure sends a clear message that this is far from over. All right. That's it for tonight. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thanks for all the new follows on Twitch, TikTok, new subscriptions on YouTube. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. 1.5K likes on TikTok. Y'all killed it on all platforms. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Y'all killed it tonight. I am hoping to be able to, next time we're going to stream is Clash in Italy. I'm hoping. I put in a request to take off work that day, so it's possible. I can't guarantee it, but I have put it in. But what you can expect is a daily YouTube video. A new one went out today, so go check that out over on YouTube. I posted at noon today, only because we had this event tonight. It was Seth Rollins and The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship back at Backlash 2018. Go check it out. Go check out all I have short form content over on TikTok. TikTok.com/@hypethecommentator. YouTube. YouTube.com/@hypethecommentator. Twitch.tv/hypethecommentator. Instagram.com/@hypethecommentator. Facebook, you can check me out over there. I'm everywhere. Go find me. Go check it out. Please support. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you to everybody, and have a great night. I will see you all in the next one.